What's up, guys? It's cold in here. I'm gonna start picking it, tearing apart this rear end. Got the car lifted up. Got the wheels off. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'll unhook the shock at the base. Probably undo the spring at the back, brake lines, and then plates, drive line. Did I say that already? I don't remember. And then hopefully we can just kind of, with the springs dropped, just kind of roll it out the back. Yeah, so I'm just gonna knock this out. I mean, it's pretty straightforward how these come out. So let me get this done real quick. Oh, the e-brake. I thought I was ready to pull this out, and then I realized that these e-brake ends were not wanting to come off. Those freaking things you gotta squeeze. So I had to disassemble the brakes, and then what I did was I took a hose clamp, clamped it on this side right in there, so that it would, so that this right here would squish this, so I could pull it out the back. So they're both done. Now this whole thing's attached and I can pull it out finally. That took the longest out of everything. Empty space. Lots of room for fun activities. There it is. All out. Okay, I'm gonna call it for tonight. I'm just glad I got it out. Now I can start working on this thing. First thing I need to do on this though is I need to measure these, the depth and diameter, compared to the nipple deal on there, because I don't want to lift it up in there and have it not sit right on those, because one of the holes doesn't match for some reason. So if anything, I'll grind these down to where that fits inside the housing. So yeah, a little bit of prep work, and then other end. I think that putting it in is going to be way better than this, because this is just nasty old dirty stuff. The good thing is that like all the springs and shock plates and stuff, that was all pretty new, so that helped out. But next step, prep for that, get the housing mounted. I found a couple carpet remnants to put down to help not scratch the rear end, hopefully. I'm sure something will happen though, and it's freaking cold. So now I got everything ready. I'm gonna try and get the housing down in here. I'll lift it down and then see if it'll fit on these alignment little nipples. And then if it does, we're good to go. If not, I might have to grind those down a little bit. And then we will start hanging everything back together. Alright, it's not even close to fitting over those pins, so I'm going to get the grinder out and make that pin a little bit smaller so that this rear end will kind of lock into place and set those on there. That way I can keep moving forward. Okay, I was going to set it on the springs and then lift it up with the springs, but I figured it'd be easier to set these up when they're where they're supposed to go. And then just lift the housing at an angle and just kind of set it in. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And then I'll set it on the pins. I just got these right here because I know I don't want to scratch it all up. So I'm gonna set it up here and then I will come back and start securing it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm getting this loosely started. I'm using all the isolator rubber pads that came with the Hotchkiss kit. So I have isolator here, spring isolator thing right here. So I'm just gonna lightly suck this up because I can't feel or not if that pin's in there because it needs to be pinched up a little bit. So I'm gonna just play with this and try to get it all to seat properly, sandwich properly. And then I'm gonna go over to the other side and do the same and then kind of work it up into, I know that those pins are lined up in the pockets. But this was really easy to lift up there by myself. With the bare housing, I wouldn't ever try it with this third member in there, but it's easy just by yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cinching it up. So I got it up in here and I didn't like the way that I couldn't feel where the pin was through this top isolator. So I had an isolator. This is not tightened down all the way, but I had an isolator in here. And then there's also an isolator down here. So with the other rear end, I had isolators top and bottom, and that's what came with these Hotchkiss springs. But I couldn't get the rear end to seat on the pin, and I didn't like the way it felt, and so I just removed this top isolator pad. Let me know what you guys think. Do I actually even need this? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do some research. And I don't think I need them. I think I'm gonna be fine without them, but I just want to call and find out and just research. I don't want to get this all buttoned up and then find out I need them on there. So I'm gonna call right here with it kind of mounted up in here, just partially. And then we'll come back and then we'll do another video where we finish it off. First thing we'll do is we'll put the third in, and then axles, and then brakes, and then we can just start putting everything back together and get some wheels on it and get it on the ground. Then I need to measure for a new drive shaft or modified drive shaft. It really sucks because from everything I've read, it needs to grow like 1.5 inches. So that's a lot more money when you have to grow a drive shaft instead of shrink a drive shaft. So I'm gonna call it here. It's cold. So research, come out here and start putting it together. But this is cool. I'm excited because I like seeing it in here so far. And yeah. Hopefully I can show you guys something about putting this together that if you didn't know, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, you can call me out on it. That's probably a good thing I'm stopping right now. So we'll see you soon.